When is Jason Whitlock going to come to his senses and stop criticizing Deion Sanders for everything and start acknowledging Deion Sanders for what he's doing with that Colorado Buffaloes program? Now he's on the blame game, blaming Deion Sanders for everything that happens to Travis Hunter. But before we get off into today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Man, Jason Whitlock, man, he just seems to amaze me, man. Now he's coming out with one of his idiotic statements and one of his idiotic podcasts that he produced and on Fearless with Jason Whitlock, saying some astronomical stuff about Deion Sanders. Now, you know, Jason Whitlock has been a heavy critic of Deion Sanders ever since he took over the Colorado Buffaloes program last year and became the head coach. Everything that Deion Sanders does, Jason Whitlock makes a mockery of it, saying Deion Sanders is teaching the kids to be rappers and thugs and not, you know, teaching them Christian beliefs. And he's just really running a clown show. We've heard everything that Jason Whitlock has to say about Deion Sanders and what he's doing with that Colorado Buffalo program. And he's really never really gave Deion Sanders his just dues for what he's doing with that program. Now this year, they off to a hot start. They're 4-2, 2-1 in their conference. And the last game they played against Kansas State. Now Kansas State was ranked 18. Colorado wasn't ranked. And Colorado gave Kansas State all they wanted. And they should have won that game. That was a great game. It was a fun game to watch. That game went into the wee hours of the night on the East Coast, and that's what college football is. You know, Folsom Field was rocking, and I thought that Colorado should have pulled that game out. Now, in that game, we saw Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is just, he's a special talent. He was 34 of 40 for 388 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Also, you seen, you know, the running game wasn't there this week. Darian Hayden, he had 7 carries, 11 yards. Then Isaiah Augustus, he had 3 carries, 10 yards. And then Shedeur, as a quarterback, man, he had 9 carries minus 50 yards. So he was scrambling back there. But in that game, we saw Travis Hunter go down. And the Colorado receiving staff, they stepped up. That receiving core stepped up. Now, they deep at receiver. Now, Omarion Miller, man, he had 8 catches, 145 yards. He was averaging 18.1 yards a catch. His long was 51. Then Will Shepard, he's coming into his own. He had 5 catches, 83 yards, 16.6 yards a catch. He had 1 TD. And then little LaJohntay Wester, man, kudos to him, man. He is like the human joystick or the little pinball. He's very elusive. He's very quick. He's shifty and he's nifty. He had 5 catches, 58 yards, 11.6 average, and he had 2 TDs. Then you had Dre'Yon Miller, you know, Omarion Miller's brother. You know, he had 5 catches, 27 yards. Then Travis Hunter, before he went out, he had 3 catches, 26 yards. And then Jimmy Horn went out as well. He had 3 catches, 20 yards. Now, these guys, Travis Hunter, their big-time receiver and their big-time cornerback, he went down in the game just on a random routine hit, you know, on offense. He took a hit. He took a hit to the shoulder. It was a stinger. And, you know, he left the ball game. And that happens in any sport. Injuries happen. That has nothing to do with Travis Hunter playing both ways, 120-some snaps each game. That has nothing to do with it. But Jason Whitlock went on Fearless Podcast and made it all about Deion Sanders is hurting Travis Hunter. And he is the reason why Travis Hunter got hurt. Travis Hunter was playing offense, and he just took a routine hit. That could have happened on any play. That could have been happened if he was just focused on playing defense. He could have made a tackle and had a shoulder stinger. So the take that Jason Whitlock had on Fearless Podcast is idiotic. Let's take a listen to what Jason Whitlock said, and then once he's done, talking about what he said, I'll come back and give you my takes. Let's take a listen to what Jason Whitlock had to say.
And when your coach decides, hey, I'm going to play you 120, 130 snaps per game, the inevitability of injury increases substantially. And so Travis Hunter catches a pass and takes a routine hit. That was not some sort of devastating blow that Travis Hunter took. And the next thing you know, Travis Hunter, and I'm not calling Travis Hunter out when I say this, but he's got to tap out of the game. Because he's playing too many snaps.
That has nothing to do with it.
This game will not allow you to play that many snaps.
It's a bad
Deion
take.
Sanders, in his pursuit of, I'm going to prove everybody that I'm the smartest coach and I'm the greatest coach, and all you white guys don't like me and I'm a disruptor and all, in his pursuit of trying to elevate himself, he has diminished Travis Hunter.
Bad take.
Put Travis Hunter in harm's way. Travis Hunter is a great football player that should be playing 80 snaps a game. You want to play him 60 snaps on offense and 20 on defense, or 60 on defense and 20 on offense? Fine. We've seen Charles Woodson. We've seen guys do that. But this whole deal of he can play 93% of the snaps in a college football game week after week, season after season, and not have to tap out on a routine hit with some sort of injury, this has been inevitable.
Now, you heard what Jason Whitlock had to say, man. That take right there was idiotic, man. I mean, that had no bearings to it at all. Injuries happen in football. That had nothing to do with Travis Hunter playing 123 snaps. That was a routine hit on the shoulder. So you're telling me he took a routine hit on the shoulder and you said it wasn't devastating and he had to tap out. I don't care what type of hit it is. A shoulder injury is different. So he had to tap out. That had nothing to do with him playing 123 snaps every game. So basically you're trying to say that when he got hit, he should have stayed in the game if he was only playing 60 snaps on offense and 20 on defense. So you said he could have withstood that hit and continued to play, versus if he's playing 123 snaps. That's what it accumulated to, and that's what you're thinking. That's why he had to tap out, because he's playing too many possessions each night when he goes out on the field for the Colorado Buffaloes. That's asinine, man. That was a routine hit, a shoulder stinger, and he had to tap out. That has nothing to do with him playing 123 snaps. That could have been any other person, and you see it happen every day in sports on the football field. It could be the first play of the game. You see what happened to Aaron Rodgers last year. First play of the game that he took, his first snap, he tears his Achilles. But does he play both ways? No. So what does that have to do with Travis Hunter playing 123 snaps? Because he took a routine hit on the shoulder and he had to tap out. So this latest take that you have and blaming Deion for Travis being hurt, that is idiotic, man. I don't know what it is that you're so, crucial on Deion and blaming Deion for everything. This take I can't agree with, Jason Whitlock. I can't agree with this take that you're taking, because that could have happened to any Colorado Buffalo. See what happened to Jimmy Horn. You didn't say nothing about Jimmy Horn. Jimmy Horn went down in that game. Does he play both ways? He got injured. He had to tap out. But just because it's Travis Hunter and he's playing, both ways, you're trying to make it seem like that's the reason why he had to tap out, because he's playing too many possessions. That was a routine hit, man. It happens in football. We see the devastating injuries that happen in football. We see what happened to Aiden Hutchinson yesterday. We see that. But you blaming Deion Sanders for Travis Hunter taking a routine hit The same way that you blamed Deion Sanders last year when he took that hit from Henry Blackburn in that Colorado State game, saying that was Deion's fault. Deion put him in harm's way. Come on, Jason Whitlock. Make it make sense, man. So you guys let me know what y'all feel about today's podcast on the latest takes of what Jason Whitlock has to say about Deion Sanders now. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. And remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Post your notifications. Turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And we out of here. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.